All right, so hi, Larissa Wilson. Thanks for being here. Now that you're here, I'm going to start today's class with you. All right, so we have to go. Today we finish almost everything. This is kind of the last week, but remember we have one extra class that is going to take place on Tuesday next week. All right, so today we are covering lesson 2, part of lesson 3, if I'm not wrong. And on Tuesday, we're going to finish that one and we're going to finish the course. If you have questions about the contents or anything, you can let me know on Tuesday, all right? But you can also let me know that today if you have questions, because remember that you can take the quiz, sorry, more than the quiz, the exam, the final exam, because we don't have a final quiz, right? It's going to be a final exam. But let me show you more or less how you're doing, and I'm going to let you know if you need to work on some details. Okay, first this one, Gradebook. So here on Pearson, remember you have to do two things. First, be sure that you are going to finish the assignments. Again, you have until Tuesday to complete the assignments, all right? You have until Tuesday to do it, but remember that you can do it. You can finish them today if you want, or this weekend. Why? Because when you finish those assignments, on Sunday, right? I told you that one. On Sunday, the quiz is, well, once again, not the quiz, the final exam is going to be available. So you can take the final exam on Sunday, you can take it on Monday, or maximum, as I was telling you, it's going to be on Tuesday, as always, until 11:59 p.m. Okay, so it's up to you. You can take it before, or you can take it on Tuesday. All right, but again, that's everything related to Pearson. You already told me that you don't have any questions, but just in case, I'm letting you know again, and this is a reminder. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then, as I was telling you, today we're going to cover mainly one lesson and perhaps parts of the last one. So today it's going to be this embedded questions that is very interesting, and this is a very common mistake in English. And this one that is going to be indefinite pronouns. But again, from these two, the most interesting one is embedded questions because you use this a lot. All right, so let's try to understand embedded questions together. And I'm going to start asking you, please, this time a Wilson. So what can you tell me about this, Wilson? What comes to your mind when you read embedded questions? Do you know something about this?
No, teacher, I don't know what that embedded means.
All right, I'm going to go one by one and I'm going to go back to you. All right, Wilson, thank you very much. What about you, Daniel? What do you know about embedded questions? Have you ever heard about that concept?
Mm, Not really, teacher, but I remember embedded question sounds like an extra for normal question or embedded. Embedded sounds like no, I don't remember the exact word, but not really, teacher.
Good, thank you. We're going to get there. Yes, you have questions working in a special way, but we're going to go there, Daniel. Thank you very much. Larissa, what do you say? Anything comes to your mind or do you know about embedded questions?
No, teacher, I don't remember.
Okay, so let's take a look. Thank you, Larissa. So this is going to be done in this way. Perhaps you did, I'm sure that you did this before, okay? You used embedded questions, but it's very likely that you didn't know, and it's very likely that you made mistakes, okay? But because there's a very common mistake when you work embedded questions, all right? But let's do this exercise. So, Wilson, right? Imagine that you have to go to the bathroom, right? To the restroom, the bathroom, the restroom, Wilson. And you are in the United States. Okay, you are in the United States and you are over there, okay, walking on the street. All right, and I'm from that part, and you have to ask me. So, what would you say? Why would you ask Wilson if you needed to know about the location of the bathroom? What do you say? How can you approach me? And what are you going to ask me?
Well, it could be, where is the bathroom? I don't know, teacher.
Let's organize that one. Yes, you can ask, right? But imagine that you are a stranger, you are a foreigner in the United States, right? You don't go to a person that you don't know and you don't ask, right? Hey, where's the bathroom? Right? How can you do that more polite, Wilson? How can you approach in a more politely way?
Can you tell me where's the bathroom?
Good. That's the way. Okay. Actually, that's embedded question. Okay. That's embedded question. And it has that common mistake. All right. But what could it be that mistake? Thank you, Wilson. Okay. That's an embedded question. All right. But we need to spot that little detail that always happens. I'm going now to you, Daniel. Once again, you don't know, all right, you don't know the location of the museum, all right? You don't know the location of the museum, you're in the United States, and you need to ask anybody right on the street. How can you ask that in a polite way, Daniel? And remember, it has to be about the location of the museum. All right, how can you approach someone that you don't know, a stranger, and ask him or her politely about the location of the bathroom? Or sorry, the museum in this case. What do you say, Daniel?
Oh, teacher, so sorry, I'm having some problems with my internet. I can't hear you very well. The last question.
So can you hear me well now, Daniel? Let me know, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it was this one, Daniel, right? You're in the United States. You don't know the location of the museum, but you have to go to the museum and you need to ask anybody, all right, on the street, a stranger, about the location of the museum. So how can you approach a person and ask that person politely about the location of the museum?
Well, that's interesting. Perhaps might you help me giving me the direction to get to this museum?
All right, we are close. All right, we're very close, Daniel. And that one, what you're doing there, it's also one possible type of embedded question. All right, we're going to see if the model is going to be the best. Remember that may usually is going to be mainly for permission, right? Instead of for asking for a favor, right? May is better only for asking for permission, or even when you want to do something, all right, but you want to do something and not the other person for you. All right, so we're going to check if may is going to be best in that situation. But again, may is usually asking for permission or letting the other person know that you are going to do something, right? For example, may I sit next to you, right? You're going to do something and you want to know if that's not going to be a problem for the person, or may I go to the bathroom, right? In that case, you're asking for permission. But to obtain information, it's better to use, all right, other elements. And it can be, if you remember the words we were using for asking, sometimes could be could, can is less formal, but could, and sometimes even would, but it depends, or will. All right, but let's have that in mind, Daniel. Okay, have your example in mind, and you're going to compare afterwards. All right, let's have that in mind. Thank you very much, Daniel. Larissa, the same idea. Okay, I'm going to give you the same idea, just a different thing that you need to ask, Larissa. You are in Canada, let's say. Okay, you are in Canada, and you want to know about, this time you want to know about a day, okay, a specific day, Larissa. You don't know, okay? You want to know about the day, the holiday, okay? You don't know about that holiday, Larissa. but you want to know when it is. So how can you ask to a stranger about that information to find out the day that that holiday takes place, Larissa?
Mm, Excuse me, do you know when is the next holiday? Okay.
Good, good. Again, that's embedded question. All right. Do you know when? And the rest of the question, right? That's an embedded question. But again, we have that little detail that we're going to identify now with you. All right. Thank you, Larissa. Good. So have that in mind, Larissa, Daniel, and Wilson, because you were asking questions or you were telling questions inside other questions, right? So before going to this part, I'm going to show you this one over here. All right, and you're going to tell me. It's going to be big like this. So the question, right, Wilson, and it can be your question, Daniel, and your question, Larissa. Where is the bathroom? Right? You cannot go, right, and approach a person and ask him directly, hey, where's the bathroom? Right? It sounds weird. And also why it sounds weird and impolite, because in English you don't have usted, right? You don't have usted in English. So there is no way in which you can only use one word to be polite. Okay, in English, you have to use a lot of words to be polite. You cannot say, how are you? Right? How are you? That it's okay, right? But if you want to be very polite, you cannot simply say that. Right? You can say that in a different way. But we're going to analyze that here. So one way is a will, right? You were telling me this one. Could you tell me, and also it's the same order that you were using, I imagine, and sorry, I remember Daniel and Larissa. Could you tell me? And now after that, you added the other question. So this is one question. Okay, this is one question already. Can you tell me? If you realize that's complete, hey, can you tell me? But what? Okay, that's the rest of the idea. Can you tell me? Now you can copy and paste this, right? But something happens. As you can see here, this is incorrect. Why? And this is, again, one of the most, one of the most common mistakes in English is because when you use embedded questions, you don't use question order, even if this is a question. All right, you never say, where is the bathroom? Or when is the holiday? Do you know, right? For example, I'm going to use your example, Larissa. Do you know this is a question, right? This is already a question, one question. So this is one part. And sorry, that's one question. Now, in Larissa's case, it was when is the holiday, right? And this is also incorrect now, right? The structure is correct until this part. And this is embedded question, all right? But it's not the correct order. All right, and in your case, Daniel, instead of may, we're going to be using can, right? Can you please tell me? All right, so again, this is one question, this is one part. And after that, right, Daniel, we're going to use the question, and yours was about the museum, right? Where is the museum? Okay, and again, right, it's going to be correct in terms of the overall idea, but it's still incorrect, right? So how can you solve this problem? What do you say? I'm going one by one. Wilson, what do you say in your example, Wilson? What can I do to correct this mistake? And the mistake is only in the last part. What do you say?
Um, where is the bathroom? See, without the.
In this case, the the is going to be correct, right? Because bathroom is something countable and you need an article, right? Either a or the, you need an article, okay? But no, that's correct. The is going to be correct in this case, Wilson. More than eliminating something, in this case, Wilson, is the order of the words. What do you think is the correct order?
Where the bathroom is?
Yes, that's correct. Okay, so remember that rule. It's going to apply any time you do this, okay, without any exceptions. When you use a question inside another question, the main question is not going to be in question order, all right? It has to be always in sentence order, even though this is a question, okay, where the bathroom is. So let's go now to you. This is yours, Larissa. So then how can you fix your example, Larissa? This one.
Do you know when the holiday is?
Correct, exactly. Thank you very much. There you go, thank you. And what about yours, Daniel?
Can you please tell me where the museum is?
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Daniel, that's correct. Okay, so now we're going to learn the rule, okay? But the rule, actually, you have it there. There are some things, because the simple present and the simple past, you have auxiliaries, right? You have to be very careful with that. But this is the idea. And if you have that in mind, you're not going to make mistakes. If you use one question inside another question or inside a sentence, you don't use question order, okay? You use sentence order. And I can give you inside a sentence, okay, the example. The better question is also this one. I don't know, right? I don't know. And the same example, right? Where is the bathroom? But you don't say that in English, right? That's incorrect. You know that's incorrect. But here, this time, there are two mistakes. Not only one mistake, okay, but two mistakes. And they are going to be the following, all right? I don't know is not a question, okay? Have that in mind. But now you have a question. You know the first rule, right? You don't use sentence order, you use question order. Okay, that's the first thing. But we have another mistake, and let me see that one. Google is not marking. No. The second mistake is that even though this is a question, you start with a sentence. So a sentence is always going to finish with a period. All right. I don't know where the bathroom is. I don't know when the holiday is. I don't know where the museum is. All right. If you say, I don't know where is the museum, is incorrect. Okay. If you say, I don't know when is the holiday, is incorrect. All right. And again, I'm sure that you used this before, but I'm also kind of sure that perhaps you were making this mistake because it's very common and because this doesn't happen in Spanish, right? In Spanish, it's just a question and questions sometimes don't have inversions, right? But in English, they do. So you're going to, okay, no problem, Wilson. All right, so, but up to this part, this is the introduction, and actually I'm telling you already the topic. But let's read about it, okay? Those were examples of embedded questions that you told me, right? So let's read now the definition, and this is going to be for you, please, Larissa. Let's read the definition, please.
Sometimes we want to use a question as part of another question or a statement. This is called an embedded question.
Good. As you have double D, then it's going to be embedded question.
Embedded question. Okay.
Good. Thank you, Larissa. Good. So this is what I was telling you, right? Embedded question means one question inside another question or one question inside a statement. All right. And you have the examples, right? Inside a question would be, do you know, first question, second question, where the bathroom is? Right? And as part of a statement, I don't know where the bathroom is, period. Right? In a question, you use question marks. In statements, you use period. But always sentence order. right? That's the main idea. Usage. This is the first usage. Daniel, let's read this one, please.
Okay, sorry. Usage one. We can use embedded questions as part of other questions. This is sometimes called an indirect question and is often used to be polite. A normal question, where is the station? Indirect questions that includes an embedded question. Could you tell me where the station is?
Thank you very much, Daniel. So there you go. All right. Anytime you want to be polite in English, it's advisable not to ask the question directly, right? You know, like, hey, what's your name? Right? Of course, it's not incorrect, right? But you can talk about being polite or not. So if you want to be polite, you're going to say, hey, could you please tell me what your name is? Right? What your name is. You don't say, could you tell me what is your name? Right? That's not correct. You have to say what your name is when you use this in a formal way with embedded questions. Okay, that's usage number one. Usage number two. Now here, pay attention because something interesting happens here. And this is going to be for you. Once again, Larissa, please.
Oh, sorry, teacher. Are you talking to me?
Yes, no, Daniel, it was for Larissa.
Okay.
So, Larissa, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's read usage two, please, Larissa.
Okay. We can also use embedded questions as part of a statement. The embedded question is a noun clause and can be used in a similar way to a noun. Normal questions, where does she work? Embedded question in a statement, I don't know where she works. Here, where she works is the object.
Thank you very much, Larissa. So, I'm not going to show you the formulas yet, okay? But we're going to do something. Instead of the rules, we're going to skip that one, okay? We are going to use this, all right? We are going to use this. But first, Larissa, Daniel, and Wilson, you're going to write some questions first, okay? Only questions, not embedded questions, okay? Do not write embedded questions, only normal questions. I'm going to give you examples. All right, I'm going to give you examples. So the link is in the chat. This is the document that we have to use. This is what you have to do, okay? I'm going to do it here with you guys. You're going to write at least 4, yes, let's say it's going to be present, past, future, and present perfect. Yes, 4. Let's write 4 questions, Larissa, Daniel, and Wilson. One is going to be in present, okay? Simple present, okay? One is going to be in simple present. For example, what does he do? Okay, that's my question. What does he do? One question in present, normal questions, okay? The second one is going to be in past, okay? Where did she go? Okay, that's my second question. The next one is going to be in future, all right? And when will you return? Okay, when will you return? These are my examples, all right? And then present perfect. Okay, what have you done? Okay, do that please to start, Larissa, Daniel, and Wilson. Write 4 normal questions, okay? Not embedded questions. Present, simple past, simple future, and present perfect simple. Okay, let's do it, please, guys. And in 2 minutes, more or less, 3, we are going to continue working. And if you have any questions, again, you can let me know. All right, so let's take a look. Sorry, I didn't start this timer, but we have the time and I saw that you finished, at least some of you finished. So we're going to start with you. All right, guys, I'm going down below. And again, you're going to try to read your ideas. If I saw that you finish, you're going to do it. So you have yours, please, Daniel. Let's read your questions, please.
Okay. What is the name of his pet? When did he buy a coffee? Who will bring the ice cubes? Where have you parked?
Thank you very much, Daniel. Good. It seems great. All right. It seems very, very good, Daniel. Good. So those are the questions. Again, you have present, you have past, you have future, and you have present perfect. Now, little by little, we are going to change this. Perhaps not little by little because we know this one, but we're going to change this to embedded questions. Okay. In the next part. So far up to this part is great. Thank you, Daniel. Now, let me see how you're doing. You're about to finish your ideas. So let me see if that's correct. I don't know if you can read your ideas, Wilson. I think you told me that you are not home. Let me know, please, in the chat. If not, I'm going to read them for you, please.
Yes, I can. I'm on my street, but I can.
Okay,
read.
let's read, please.
What do you watch on Netflix? Where did you go on Sunday? When will she come back? And what has he done with his homework?
Great. I think it's working great, Wilson. Thank you very much. Okay, so these are the questions that we're going to use now. Okay, I have no observations, Wilson, only this capital letter, but everything is correct. Thank you, Wilson.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
And now you're welcome. We're going to finish with you, please, Larissa. Let's read your ideas.
I think I'm wrong the first. Do you want to play soccer with me? When did she finish college? Why will he travel next month? Where have you been these days?
Very good. I think the questions are great. And even you have a yes/no question, but it's good because we have a rule for that type of questions. Okay, so everything is good, Larissa. All right. Thank you very much. Now, let's do the following. Okay, we're going to do this then again. As I told you, it's supposed to be step by step, but some of the steps are only going to be like analyzing. So, rule number one, if there's a question word, we keep it. Okay, what is a question word, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson? What, when, where, etc., right? That's a question word. So if we analyze that one, if we go to you, Wilson, we can see that all your examples have question words, right? As I gave you in the example, so it's perfect. So you have question word, you have question word, you have question word, and you have question word. Okay, I'm just marking them and making them bold. Then in your case, you have three, right? Except for the first one, Larissa, but this is part of the analysis. Okay, so it's good. Okay, so this one is going to be different, Larissa, but let's pay attention because it's different. Okay, the formula is a little bit different. And then in your case, Daniel, again, we have all these question words, right? I'm just marking them so that we can make this step by step. Yes, tell me, Daniel.
Sure, I have a question regarding last question of Larissa.
Yes.
Where have you been these days? Is that past perfect or is that present perfect simple?
This is present perfect simple. As you have these days, you know that it's connected with the present and you know that it's related to a period of time, right? If it's past perfect, it would be incorrect because you never use past perfect with these days, right? Past perfect is always related to a past idea or to a past sentence, right? For example, right? Where had you been when you were living there, right? So past. That's why here the present perfect is going to be correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great. You're welcome. There you go. Good. So you have everything, right? All of you have question words. Only one exception, and is the question with Larissa that is going to work because we have a different formula. So it's going to be useful. All right, so that was rule number 1. Then rule number 2, right? If there is no question word, you have to use if. Okay, have that in mind. You're going to use if, Larissa, or whether. We're going to see how. Okay, let's just have that into account now. We are just reading. Then we use normal sentence grammar. Okay, and then again, we're just reading and we're going to do this one by one with you. Okay, then we use normal sentence word order. Subject, verb, complement. Subject, verb, complement. Okay, that's normal sentence word order. Sorry, I'm going to plug my computer, not or my laptop. That's going to turn off. Normal. Okay, remember, don't use question order. You have to use sentence order. Okay, always sentence order. And then you have to decide when to use a period and when to use a question mark. Okay, and again, that's just reading. But now let's do the following, please. Over here, you have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 introductions for embedded questions. All right, so please, the next step, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson, copy and paste this, all right, and try to write the embedded question. Okay, first try to do it yourselves, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson. If you have the mistake in Google, all right, try not to correct it automatically. Leave it there, and then you're going to see what's happening. Okay, use these 4 introductions, please, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson, and use them with your questions to write embedded questions. Okay, so it's going to be, do you know? And after do you know, right, Larissa should say this, for example. Where did she finish college? But she needs to do some changes. Okay, try to do it. And we're going to do it step by step, please. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Again, 2-3 minutes maximum, and we check. All right, and remember, please, the examples, right, with Wilson and you guys. Where the bathroom is? Do you know where the bathroom is? Could you tell me where the bathroom is? Is it possible to know where the bathroom is? Would you mind telling me where the bathroom is? All right, that's the logic. All right, so we're going to start taking a look at that. It's 2 minutes, but again, we're going to try to work together. So let me see how you're doing, and then we're going to do this again together. All right, the important thing is going to be to work together. So Wilson, first, let's read everything you have, and we are going to work on details together, please. Only the first two, if it's only the first two first.
Okay. Could you tell me what do you watch on Netflix? And do you know where did he go on Sunday?
And the other one also, please, Wilson. I realize that the third one is also. Read the third one also, please. Can you?
Okay. Can you please tell me when will she come back?
Great. Thank you, Wilson. And I'm also going to do this directly. I'm going to copy and paste the last one, okay? So that we work this without any problems, Wilson. So there you go. Now, let's analyze. All right, let's go one by one, Wilson, and the rest, right, can have an idea with this, but you can check. So in this case, right, could you tell me what? Then I'm just going to ask you about the first one, Wilson, okay, only about the first one. So what do you think is happening here? Why do you think that this is a mistake in this part? What do you watch on Netflix?
The order?
Good, it's the order, but here actually the order, because of the structure, is not incorrect, but you have something that you don't need. What don't you need in affirmative sentences in simple present, Wilson? In affirmative sentences, this is the idea, right? Do you watch Netflix? What is something that you don't need for an affirmative statement, Wilson?
Do?
Do. Exactly. Why? Because remember, Wilson, you only use do for negative statements, or you use do for questions. And as here, we don't have to use question order, it's going to be directly you. All right, and the verb, and the main verb. So it's going to be, could you tell me what you watch on Netflix? All right, so with that idea, I'm going to leave it there, Wilson. With that idea, please, and again, without using Google, right, try to modify the rest of the ideas, please, Wilson, and I'm going to go back to you. All right, follow that idea. You have to use always a statement order or sentence order. Okay, let's do it, please, Wilson. Good. Now, I'm going with you, Larissa. Again, Larissa, with you the same. First, let's read all your questions, sorry, and then we're going to check one by one.
Okay. Can you tell me if do you want to play soccer with me? Do you know when did she finish college? It is possible to know why will he travel next month? Could you tell me where have you been these days?
Thank you very much, Larissa. So let's check. Again, I said all of them, but actually, as with Wilson, we are going to check one. Let's check this one, okay? Let's check number 10 with you. So what is happening in number 10, Larissa? Why do you think that we have a mistake over here? What is your guess, or what is your knowledge on this?
The order.
Okay. How could it be? Larissa, what do you propose?
When did she college finish?
All right, but if you say this, imagine that this is a question, right, Larissa?
No.
Did she finish college? How do you say that idea, Larissa, in a sentence? How do you say ella terminó la universidad? How do you say that?
She finished college.
Correct, exactly. And in other words, look, this is what you're doing. I'm going to do the step by step, Larissa. This did has to be here, right? But in affirmative ideas, we don't use did in affirmative ideas for other verbs. So instead of did finished, we have to conjugate that and it's going to be finished, right? Why? Because you don't need auxiliaries, right? You do not need auxiliaries for affirmative ideas in past, right? So it's not going to be never. Do you know when did she finish college? No, it's going to be, do you know when she finished college? All right. This happens, Larissa, this happens in the simple present and the simple past because you have did and do. But with other models, okay, I'm going to leave you now, Larissa. With other models, you have to say that in the same way that you would say that idea, Larissa, in an affirmative sentence or a negative sentence. Okay, just follow that logic. Say that idea in the same way that you would say it in a statement instead of a question, and it's going to be correct. Okay, so follow that logic, please, in number 9, 11, and 12, and we are going to check afterwards. Okay, good. Let's do it, please. And now I'm going with you, Daniel. Let's read your questions, please.
Okay, teacher. Could you tell me what the name of his pet is? Do you know when he bought a coffee? Is it possible to know who will bring the ice cubes? And would you mind telling me where have you parked?
Thank you very much, Daniel. I think most of them, okay, are perfect. You have that change in order, and it's very good. What the name of his pet? This is the subject, right? The name of his pet. And what is the verb? Is. So subject verb, right? Correct. In this one, the same, right? Instead of using did, you have to use the verb conjugated in past, right? Buy changes to bought, right? Buy changes to bought. Here, and I have a question here in this part, Daniel. Why do you think that we don't need a change in this question? Because you didn't change the order in number 11, right, Daniel? Why? Why? And why is it correct? You didn't change, but it is correct. Why do you believe that's the case?
I don't have the exact answer, but I have tried to look any change on everyone's or most of them sounds weird for me. So I have decided to keep like that. For me, it sounds good.
Yes, and it's because it's correct and it's good, Daniel. So the answer is going to be like this, Daniel. You don't have the questions, right? But in the question, Daniel, imagine that this is the question. When did he buy a coffee? Okay, sorry. When did he buy a coffee? What is the subject in that question, Daniel? When did he buy a coffee or coffee?
Did he buy?
No, what would it be the subject? Only the subject, right? There's only one subject. He, right? He would be he. In this question, then, Daniel, who will bring the ice cubes? What is the subject in that question?
We don't have an exact subject, but it could be who.
Yes. In some questions with who, the only subject is who. Okay, so that's what happens, Daniel. Here, with he is the subject. Okay, and he needs to be at the beginning. And then the verb, and then the next. But with who, you don't have another subject. So who is the subject? Will is the model for future. Bring is the verb. And the ice cubes is the complement. So this question is always in sentence order. Okay, that's why you don't need to change who when who is the subject of your question. All right, that's why you don't need to change it, different to the other ones. Okay, but now in the next one, we have to change. All right, in number 12, there is something that we need to change, Daniel. What do you think it is? It's again related to the order.
Do you mind telling me where you have parked?
Correct. Exactly. Have is the auxiliary, so the auxiliary always goes after the subject, right? So it's always going to be subject, auxiliary, if you need auxiliary, and then the verb. Always sentence order, right? So it's going to be where you have parked the car. Okay, so that's it, Daniel. I want to know if you have any questions, please, about this way of working with embedded questions.
No, teacher, as you said, we normally write in thinking in Spanish. So this is something that it's common with native speakers. So it's interesting to learn this at this moment.
That's correct. And it's interesting because, as you know, this is valid not only for writing, also for speaking, because if you use the inversion, it sounds weird, right? So it's good to get used to this structure, Daniel. So thank you very much. Now, I'm going up and I'm working again with you, please, Wilson. So let's read one more time. Only these 3 questions, please, Wilson. Do you know? Are you there, Wilson? I think you were on the street, right? You can
Yeah,
let
I
me know if it's
didn't
possible.
hear you, teacher.
Yes, one more time, Wilson.
I didn't hear you, teacher.
Okay, no problem. So let's read these 3 questions, please, Wilson. Only these 3.
Okay, do you know where she went on Sunday? Can you please tell me when she will come back? And would you mind telling me what he has done with his homework?
Great. Okay, very good. So it works great, Wilson. Always subject, verb, complement, right? Subject, verb, complement. I don't know if you have any questions about this, Wilson. Do you understand the idea of working with embedded questions? Let me know, please.
Yes, teacher, I understood.
Thank you very much. Good. And the same with you, please, Larissa. Read the rest of your questions, please.
Can you tell me if you want to play soccer with me? It is possible to know why he will travel next month. Could you tell me where you have been these days?
Thank you very much, Larissa. It is correct. Always sentence order, right? Subject, verb, complement. Everything is correct, Larissa. I want to know if you have any questions about this. Let me know, please.
No, teacher, I don't have.
Okay. All right, thank you. So just to clarify, all right, I'm going to write an example like Larissa's, right? Because Daniel and Wilson, you were following my logic and you didn't work that one, but Larissa worked it. So she knows in writing. But with you, Daniel and Wilson, just to verify, if you have a yes/no question, for example, do you know, or do you have, right? Let's write this. Do you have a brother? Right? If that's the question, what is the embedded question? Right? It can be, could you tell me what is the first rule? If you don't have a WH question, you have to use if. Right? That's always going to be the rule. If, and then you tell me this, but only what I need, right? I'm going to copy and paste everything. But first, in questions, you use do, but in sentences, you do not use do for affirmative ideas. So it's only going to be you. If you have a brother, it happens with any other yes/no question. For example, will you, with capital letter, will you, right, come tomorrow? Will you come tomorrow? Right? What is it going to be? I'm just going to copy and paste this. All right. So it's going to be, could you tell me if you can copy and paste this, right? Everything is copy and paste in your mind, right? You do the same in your mind. Here, will is something that you use in sentences, but you don't use will you in sentences. You say you will, right? So that's the only change. If you will come tomorrow, okay, so that's the only thing you need to get used to, okay? You have to get used to using embedded questions with sentence order. All right, let's keep working because this next example, sorry guys, here you have the formulas. I'm going to ask you questions. All right, I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to tell me the embedded question. All right, these are the formulas, but I want you to use this time, please, this example. All right, this example. And what you have to use is this part. Okay, this part is what you want to use. That one. That one. Okay, I'm not sure. So these are examples. Just thinking about it. All right, I forgot it. So that's what you have to use. All right, let's work, please. The first question is going to be for you, Larissa. Larissa, the question is, did she go to the park? Did she go to the park? Use that in an embedded question, please.
Mm, can you tell me if you went to the park?
Okay, good. And you can keep the subject, right? And you can say if she, right? If she went to the park.
She. Okay.
Very good. Okay, it's perfect. But let's do one more thing, please, Larissa. Instead of a question, this time you're going to use one of these sentences, okay, statements. So you can say, for example, I wonder where the bathroom is. Okay, so the same. This time it's going to be the same tense, okay, so I don't change. It's going to be did he write that article? Did he write that article?
Okay. I'm not sure if he wrote the article.
Very good. I am not sure if he wrote that article or the article, right? Great, Larissa. Thank you very much. But now let's do the following, please, Larissa, so that we can play like that. You are going to give, okay, 2 questions. It's up to you, Larissa, what question, but give 2 questions, please, to Wilson. Okay, start with 1 question, and it has to be a normal question, Larissa. It can be in present, past, future, present perfect, with models. Okay, it's up to you.
Okay.
All right, let's do it, please.
Where she no, sorry. Where did you travel last month?
Very good. So, Wilson, what is the embedded question of that question, of Larissa's question, Wilson?
I forget the introduction, the words, the beginning words.
Let's repeat them, please, Larissa. Or you can ask her, please, to repeat, Wilson. And if you're telling me the beginning words that you have to use here, Wilson, any of these words here, Wilson, okay? I wonder, I don't know, I don't remember, I'm not sure, let's find out, I was thinking about, I forgot. Okay, so use one of those, please. And then Larissa's question as an embedded question.
Okay, could you repeat the question, Larissa, please?
Okay. Where did you travel last month?
I wonder where you travel on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Good. Only one thing is missing. I think it's good, but what is the tense? What is the tense that Larissa is using in her question, Wilson? Is it present, past, future?
It's past.
Past, right? Good. So
Yeah.
something that you didn't use did, right? And it's correct. But as you didn't use did, the main verb has to be in past, right? So, exactly. But instead of it has to be a very strong T. Traveled. Okay, traveled.
Okay.
Let's repeat that, please.
I wonder where you traveled on Sunday.
Good. On Sunday, or you can keep the idea, right? Last month, last year, but the main idea is the verb and the subject. Okay, so good. Thank you, Wilson. One more, okay? Larissa is going to ask you one more question, Wilson, and you're going to change it to embedded question. All right, so one more question, please, Larissa.
When will he take the course?
Let's find out when he took the cruise. The cruise.
Okay, the course, but let's analyze. I think that Larissa's statement or a sentence or idea or question in this case, Wilson, was not in past. Okay, so let's ask her, please, to repeat the question.
When will
When will?
Yes, he take the course.
Okay. Let's find out when he will take the cruise.
Okay, great. The course, right? Great. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you, Larissa. Very good. All right, this helps not only practicing this, but also a little bit of listening, right? So thank you. Wilson, I'm going to ask you the same, please, but this time it's going to be for Daniel, okay? Ask two questions, please. First, one question, Wilson, any tense that you want, and then Daniel is going to change that to an embedded question.
Okay. When did you eat your favorite food?
Okay. I wonder when you ate your favorite food.
All right, I think it sounds good, right? When, where you ate in past. Good. The next one, please, Wilson.
Okay. Where will you finish your homework? Oh, when will you finish your homework?
I'm not sure when. I think it's the same. When I'm not sure when you will finish your homework.
Yes, it's the same, only the tense changes to future, right? When you will finish your homework. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Wilson, and also Daniel. Okay, it was just to practice a little bit and to know that you can use embedded questions not only with questions but also with statements. Okay, I wonder where she will go. I don't know, right, what you were doing. So you can change your idea and you can use one question inside a statement. And remember that when you use statements, you have to finish with a period. Okay, that's the only thing. I want to know if you have any questions, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson, please, about this part.
No, teacher, it seems a little bit more complicated, but just practice.
Yes, it's just getting used to it, right? Because I know that, this is not actually something new, because you use it before, right? Because I asked you for examples and you told me the examples, it means that you know. But the only thing is remembering the rule, right? Always sentence order, okay? When you remember that one, you are not going to have problems, right? That's it. Great. Again, please, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. If not, perhaps you have. Okay, no problem, Daniel. But that's going to be it for this lesson. All right, that is going to be it for this lesson. Here, just in case if you have problems, Daniel, Larissa, and Wilson, you have these formulas, right? But this is what you were doing. First, the question or the statement, right? The beginning part, the introduction. Then, if it's a yes, no question, use if, okay? You can use whether, but that's alternative. Use only if. And then you use the rest of the idea in sentence, in sentence order. Subject, verb, complement. Subject, verb, complement. All right, that's going to be it. Here you have, as always, some links to practice. But again, today, before finishing the class, we have like 20 more minutes. I want to give the introduction to the next lesson. All right, so that if you feel ready for the next, actually for the final exam, you can take this weekend or on Monday or directly on Tuesday. All right, if you don't have any questions about that one, let's go, please. The introduction and the first part for this one, so that on Tuesday we finish, we review, we reinforce some knowledge, and we can practice a little bit of speaking as well on Tuesday. All right, to do it, let's try to analyze this. This time I'm going to ask you, Larissa. All right, Larissa, again, perhaps if we don't know, but what comes to your mind when you read indefinite pronouns, Larissa? What is something indefinite?
Indefinite is when it's not specific, maybe like some.
That is correct. That's perfect. And what about pronouns? What are some examples of pronouns that you know, Larissa?
I forget.
For example, in these two examples, Larissa, if I say he and if I say Peter, which one of those two, okay, is a pronoun, Larissa? He or Peter?
Yeah, Peter is the other one. Peter.
Yes, exactly, Peter, right? You have the name Peter and you have he. Which one is a pronoun?
Peter.
All right, we're going to analyze. Could be, all right? But actually, you are going to call Peter not a pronoun, but you call Peter a noun. Okay, noun is anything that has a name, Larissa. So Peter is a noun, computer is a noun, even the woman is a noun. It means that he is going to be a pronoun, right?
Okay.
There are many types of pronouns. What other pronouns come to your mind, Larissa, to finish with you? What other pronouns do you know? You have subject pronouns. He, she, it, we, you, they. For example, what are object pronouns, Larissa? Do you remember object pronouns when you use people as objects in your sentences?
Maybe something or any with person, anybody, anyone.
Great. Those are going to be pronouns, and actually, those are indefinite pronouns, Larissa. So good. Thank you, Larissa. Thank you very much. Those are examples of indefinite pronouns. All right. Anyone, someone. It's indefinite because it's not as specific as Larissa was saying. But let's take a look at that. Okay, this is the last lesson, but it's very important that you know all of these indefinite pronouns. So please, we are going to read them, not all of them. We are going to divide these in parts. So the first part is going to be for you, please, Wilson. Read the first column, please, Wilson, the red column.
anybody, anyone, anything, and anywhere.
Thank you very much, Wilson. The next part is going to be for you, Paola. Read the blue column, please, Paola.
Everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you're here yet, Daniel. Let me know if you're there, please, Daniel. Because he told me he was going to be back. Yes, I think he's not there. So, Larissa, I'm going to you, please, Larissa. Read the yellow column, please.
Nobody, no one, nothing, and nowhere.
Great, thank you very much. And I am going to read the last one, okay? Somebody, someone, something, and somewhere. Here you are missing the, let me change that one. Okay, so you need the E, something is missing. And that's it. Let me make this different. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm going to make that change later, all right? You know, sometimes when you want to do something, some things happen. So let's analyze this, all right? Just the way it is, that is going to be there. So who can tell me, for example, what is the difference between anybody and nobody? What do you say? When do you use anybody and when do you use nobody? Or it can be for anything, right? When do you use anyone and when do you use no one? When do you use anything and when nothing? Because both can be negative, right? Both can be negative. So this can be negative, the meaning, all right? The meaning can be negative and this one can be negative. So when do you use this and when do you use this other one? When do you use the red column and when the yellow column? What do you say? You can tell me, all right, voluntarily. If not, I'm going to ask some questions to all of you. What do you say? No? All right, let's try to analyze. All right, for example, if I say this, guys, if I say, I'm not doing, okay, I'm not doing nothing, okay, I'm not doing nothing. And that's for you, Paola. If I say I'm not doing nothing, is that correct or incorrect? What do you say?
Mm. Mm. I'm not doing nothing. Why you don't use I'm not doing anything?
Okay, good. So you say,
Sounds better.
right? Good, good. So you say it's incorrect, right? It's incorrect, and you suggest I'm not doing anything, right? Great. Thank you, Paola. What do you say, Wilson? Do you agree with Paola? Do you think that it's incorrect and the other option is better? Or what do you say, Wilson? The idea is I'm not doing nothing. Is it correct or incorrect?
That's incorrect, teacher, because there are two negative words to. I can't explain that, but it's better if I say there is anybody, and it's wrong if I say there is not nobody.
Great, thank you, Wilson. Yes, you can talk about negation in this case, right? Double negation or double negative ideas. And yes, that's explanation. So it is, as Paola was saying, and as you're saying, Wilson, you never say, I'm not doing nothing, right? It's incorrect. Not negative, nothing negative. So when you have a negative sentence, you have to use the red column. Right? Red column is for negative sentences, right? Most of the cases. I don't know anybody. I don't know anyone. I don't know anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Okay, I don't want to go anywhere. But if it's affirmative, even though if the sentence is affirmative, if you use one of these ideas, the idea is going to be negative, right? So how can you use nothing in one sentence? And this is going to be for you, Larissa. If we said that I am not doing nothing is incorrect. The correct way is I'm not doing anything. Then what is the correct way to use nothing in that idea, Larissa? What do you say?
Nothing. Sure. I don't have nothing.
But in that case, if you realize, Larissa, you also have double negation, right? And that's incorrect. If you have don't and you have nothing, that's double negation, okay? A double negative idea. What can you do? Okay, what can you delete? What can you eliminate, Larissa, so that you only have one negation that is going to be nothing? What can you change in your sentence to add nothing, and nothing is the only negative word?
Mm, 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 mm. No, I don't know, teacher.
Okay, let's do it like this, Larissa. Okay, give me 1 minute. We're going to work that together, and you're going to see that it's going to be in this way. Okay, this was the first example, Larissa. All right, and this is for everybody because this has to be clear. All right, for all of us. If I say I'm not, okay, I am not doing nothing, is incorrect, right? Why? Because you have not. Okay, let me just put it this way. You have not negative and you have no negative. Okay, that's incorrect in grammar. You don't do that. So what can you do? You change this to anything. Now it is correct. Okay, anything. So you use anything in negative sentences. All right. Sentences. There you go. Now let's do the same. And again, I'm working this with you, Larissa, but everybody, you need to know, if I am not doing anything is correct. It was like this, nothing, and it is incorrect, right? You have to say anything. But if I have the same idea one more time, okay, I am not doing nothing. So what can I change here, Larissa? What do you say? What can I change here so that I can use nothing? Okay, so that this is going to be correct. What do I change in the sentence so that nothing is correct?
Without not.
Exactly. Okay, that's the only thing you have to do always, Larissa. If you want to use the yellow column, you have to use this in affirmative statements. Okay, always in affirmative statements. I'm doing nothing. Estoy haciendo nada, like in Spanish, right? I'm doing nothing. All right, so in this case, also this one to finish with you, Larissa. I don't do nothing. So again, what do you change there to make this correct? And remember, you want to keep nothing. You don't change to anything. How can you keep nothing in this idea, Larissa?
I do.
One more time, good. And how do you read everything then, Larissa?
I do nothing.
I do nothing. Okay, good. There you go. All right, I do nothing. I don't do anything, and I do nothing. Okay, thank you, Larissa. Very good. So I don't do anything. Okay, just remember this one, please. Negative, any. Affirmative, no. Negative, right? Negative, any. Affirmative, no. All right, affirmative, no. And all of them are negative ideas. Okay, all of them. It doesn't matter if the sentence is affirmative. Because of this nothing, it is negative now. Okay, have that in mind, please. Okay, have that in mind. It's very important because this is another common mistake. Many people say, okay, I'm not doing nothing, and that's incorrect. Okay, I don't know no one. That's incorrect. Okay, don't use double negation or double negative. Okay, that's the first part. Let's go to the next one, please. We're going to keep working with you guys. Let's read only the definition before trying to write some examples. And this is for you, please, Paola. Read the definition of indefinite pronouns.
Okay. We use indefinite pronouns to refer to people or things without saying exactly who or what they are. We use pronouns ending in body or one of people and pronouns ending in things for things.
Thank you very much, Paola. One and body, they are going to be like synonyms. All right, in grammar, but in very specific grammar, if you're an expert, there might be a difference. Okay, body referring to the whole group and one to a specific person as part of the group, but don't worry about that. Okay, here there's not going to be difference. Body and one, they are going to mean the same. Okay, here they are going to be like the same. Everyone, everybody, it's going to be the same in this type of examples. Okay, so you don't need to look for a difference in those two. Here you have some examples. And this is going to be for you, please, Wilson. Examples.
Example. Everybody enjoyed the concert. I opened the door, but there was no one at home. It was a very clear day. We could see everything.
Great. Thank you very much, Wilson. So as you can see, you can use here, that one. You can use those indefinite pronouns as subjects. You can use them as objects. Okay, so indefinite pronouns can be subjects and can be objects or your ideas. Okay, so they can be at the beginning or they can be at the end of your ideas. All right, so again, we are not going to see more. The only thing I want to do now, please, to finish this point, guys, is that in speaking, only speaking, you're going to choose any of those. Okay, you're going to choose any of those, actually two of them, and you're going to give me two examples. Okay, speaking. In one of them, please try to use that word as the subject, and in the other example, try to use it as the object. Okay, for example, you can say, everybody is waiting outside. Everybody is waiting outside. Okay, here, everybody's going to be like one thing, everybody is. All right, everybody is waiting outside. And you can say in an object, okay, I think there is someone, okay, I think there is someone on the door. Okay, I think there is someone on the door. Okay, those are my two examples. Let's go now with you, Larissa. Okay, I'm going to start this one with you. Tell me two examples, please, Larissa. One using these words as subject and the other one using the word as object.
Okay. Eh, mhm. Eh, and mm, mm, I,
My advice is try to use these ones. These are easier if you want to use a subject, Larissa. Try to use the blue column or the green column. Okay, and you can say something like this, Larissa, for example, right? You can say algo. How do you say this, Larissa? Algo que me gusta es ir a bailar. How do you say that in English, Larissa?
something I like is go to dance.
Good. Very good, right? Something I like is go dancing, right? You can say, or is going to dance. Very good. Great. One more. And in this second, Larissa, you can use any of those words as an object, okay? In the second part of your idea.
I want to go to visit everywhere.
Yes, it is valid. I want to go to visit everyone. Okay, if you're talking about your family, it means every member of your family without exceptions, right? Or it can be all your friends. So every friend without exceptions. Okay, so that's it. I know this is not covered yet, Larissa. This is the introduction. But do you understand more or less the logic of using these pronouns? Let me know if you have questions, please, Larissa.
Okay. No, teacher. I want to
No?
practice more.
Okay, good. Remember, this is the introduction. On Tuesday, we are going to finish covering this one. And on Tuesday, it has to be even clearer. All right?
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now I'm going with you, Wilson, please. The same. One example using one of these words as the subject, and the other example using any of these words as an object in your sentence.
One word of blue.
It can be part of the blue. Sometimes it's easier using the blue or the green, but you can use any of these words as the subject or the object of your idea, Wilson. Any word.
Okay. Everything is great here.
Very good. Correct. Everything is great here. Perfect. Now one as object in your sentence.
Okay. There is oh no, that's subject.
No, but if you say there is, right, it means that the next part is going to be actually can be considered an object sometimes. So it can be valid. Try to tell me that idea. What idea do you have in mind?
Okay. There is someone that no, there is someone at my house right now.
Okay, good. It is valid. And in that case, as there is going to be the subject and is the verb. Someone is going to be considered as an object in that case, even though the idea tells you that someone can be also the main actor over there. It's valid as that. Okay, so it is correct, Wilson. Do you have any questions about this introduction? Do you understand more or less what we're going to be learning about these indefinite pronouns? Let me know, please.
No, teacher.
Okay, good. Thank you, Wilson. Paola, the same, please. One example using these words as subject and the other one as object.
Okay. Everybody loves chocolate.
Very good. Chocolate. Great. Now one as object, please.
Okay. There is something on the floor.
Yes, it is correct. It is great, Paola. I have no observations. Again, do you have any questions about this introduction? Let me know, please.
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to you, Daniel, please. Let's finish this up with you.
Sorry, teacher.
So what do you
Uh,
say then? One as subject and the other example as object in your sentence.
oh, sorry, teacher. I apologize. I was a little bit distracted.
Don't worry, let me help you, right? For example, you can use any of these words as subject. One example, Daniel, can be everybody. This is my subject. Everybody, okay, is in the party. We have to go. Okay, everybody's in the party. We have to go.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody is the subject. But also I can use everybody as object, right? So you want to say, I want to meet everybody. Okay, so that I know all of them. I want to meet everybody. Okay, and everybody is the object. So do the same, please, Daniel. Choose one of these words and use that word as subject, and then choose one of these words and use it as object, please.
Okay. Anyone come help me to lift this heavy box?
Good. In that case, when you say that one, right, just to clarify, if you use anybody as subject, it means cualquiera puede. All right. And it's like, it doesn't matter who, but anybody can help me with this one. All right. That's the idea behind it. Let's continue, please, Daniel.
I want to clarify that one because I said anyone. For me, I was thinking on that this sounds like alguien me puede ayudar o alguien podría ayudarme.
Okay, but that's going to be a question, right? And that's going to be a little bit different. But you can ask, because you can ask a question and that's going to be the subject. So do the same, please, Daniel, one more time, but use it in a question this time. So instead of starting with anybody, use anybody as part of a question. How could it be?
Does anybody can help me lift in this heavy box?
Okay, close, but remember, if you use can, you don't mix can with do, right? You only say can directly. Can anybody, right? Can
okay.
anybody, right? Can anybody help me with this something? All right, one more time, please, Daniel.
Can anybody help me to lift this heavy box?
Okay, very good. To lift this heavy box. Great. One more example, please, Daniel. Any of these words, but this time you have to use that word as object.
Okay. I was dancing in the middle of the stage, but nobody was but nobody was doing the same. Could be.
One more time. Nobody was.
Nobody was doing the same. Could be.
Okay, good. Yes. You can say nobody joined me. Nobody was doing the same. Nobody was there with me. Right? So any of those work, Daniel. It is correct. I don't know. This was only the introduction, Daniel. Your examples were good, but we're learning about these indefinite pronouns, and we're going to learn in detail on Tuesday. Do you have any questions about the logic that we're following? Let me know, please.
Not really, teacher. I will think on my questions for Tuesday, maybe, because perhaps there is, but I can't remember now.
There you go. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, you can bring all the questions that you want. Not only Daniel, you, Larissa, Wilson, Paola as well. Remember, today we covered mainly one lesson. Okay, remember also that everything is recorded. All right, if you are not able to be in the first part of the class, or if you want to review, go please to the class and go to the channel. The first lesson was embedded questions. All right, you did a great job, so I think you don't have questions about it, but in case you do, you can let me know on Tuesday. Okay, embedded questions first. And then we gave only the introduction to indefinite pronouns. Okay, so if you have questions or you don't feel comfortable, it's normal. All right, because this is only the introduction. On Tuesday, we're going to learn this. completely. And I'm also going to solve the questions that you have about this lesson, the previous lesson, or any of the lessons that we covered this month, because Tuesday is the last class. Okay, no conversation on Tuesday, is only a class like this. Okay, a group class. And it's going to be, again, to solve the doubts. All right, if you have any questions or comments to finish today, you can let me know. But in the meantime, please, I'm going to send the survey so that you can answer that. All right, and again, if you have any more questions, thanks for being here. Have a great night, a good weekend. Remember, Monday, there's no classes. You can take the quiz starting on, the final exam starting on Sunday, and the last class is on Tuesday. All right, so see you Tuesday, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye-bye, take care.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye, see you.